Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe O-Ring Manta. If I can get this thing off the ground. This is one of my classic reviews, and yes, this is one of the most ridiculous things that G.I. Joe ever made. It was a mail away, and it's just awesome. Now, this is not my original. I picked this one up a few years ago out in St. Louis. Actually, when I was on the trip for St. Louis, but on the way back, I believe I got this at Kokomo Toys, which is in Indiana. If you haven't been to Kokomo, Indiana, for Kokomo Toys, you're missing out. It is a fantastic store, cool little area. There's nothing else to it, so don't try and plan a week trip there. There's not much in Kokomo. Anyway, we're going to take a look at it. You see I got a classic beachhead sitting here. But we're going to take a look at everything, and we're also going to see exactly how this thing broke down. At least I'm going to do my best, because there's some things you want to be very careful with, as I don't want to rip the actual sale. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this. Tell me if you have this. This is one of the mail orders you got. Did you use it as a surfboard? I know that this gun here, now I still have my original gun. I used it for Gung Ho. I got rid of the back piece here. So I used it for Gung Ho. That was his classic weapon. That's what he always used. And a matter of fact, Gung Ho is still using that gun in my display. So anyway, tell me a story. Did you have this? But before we do, if we get into this, please take a second. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a classic review. Alright, so here we have our G.I. Joe Manta, and like I said, one of the most ridiculous vehicles they made. It was a mail away, so quickly we'll take a look at this here. So this is the backpack, or the compartment that you can throw everything into, and it does open up. And this way you can put the brackets for the sails through there, and then you can put the sails through there. Now, I used to always use this as another carrying case. Sometimes I would act like this is like these are rockets, so you could actually fly. I'm just realizing that they're two different sizes, but you kind of get the idea. It just has a little bit of detail to it. Nothing too major, and it really doesn't matter. They didn't form it around the back. All right, so here is our... Can you imagine parasailing or whatever this is, and firing not only a big submachine gun, but this rocket off of it? So quickly I'll show you. Here is the missile. All right, it has the little tail feathers right there. It has the, not a full dog bone, but similar to a dog bone here. It is a little beat up and worn. All right. On here, okay, I didn't really want to pull it apart just yet. So you can kind of look at the ski here, and you can look at, there's some sort of mechanics on it. Again, you're just adding more and more weight to this thing, but you obviously got to be able to fire it, so you have these mechanics to fire this off of it. Looking at it over here, we get the same type of detail, along with 3 different pegs. So I don't know if you want to put 3 figures on here, or you want to try and get them to sail using just 1 or 2. It all depends. I guess it's your, it's your headcanon, right? So this piece is broken. All right, this is the piece. That's why this is falling down. It's supposed to go through and it snaps in. I didn't realize it when I bought it that it was broken, because the sail is actually in pretty good condition. So you look at the sail, you get this camouflage. Of course, you're in water, so does it really matter? Technically, they're supposed to be able to hold on to this. Then you got the nice submachine gun, which, like I said, this is actually used for Gung Ho. I cut this off. So you got your nice stock, which when I look at it, I'm going to pop this off quickly here. So it just clips right onto it. So looking at the stock, it looks like it's supposed to be collapsible, so it should swing around. This would be your magazine. You got your barrel, and looking at the design is really nice. So the one thing that I had never noticed, probably because I cut this off, was when he's sailing with this is actually a trigger. So you're holding it back here because you're letting the sail go where you want it to. This here, because this is what you're going to be holding on to, actually fires the rifle. So that there is an actual trigger that goes all the way up to the grip. Again, kind of ridiculous in many ways, and I'm not really going to try and put this on another figure's hands because this is a big handle. So just be careful. The gung-ho, they always seem to fit perfectly. All right. So quickly, everything else, there's not too much to it. On the bottom, it's not even smooth, so it doesn't float, so don't try it. All right, now to break this thing down. All right, so we get this piece. These pieces come off. I'm gonna do my best and do everything I can to not rip this. It just slides right off. 4 little pieces. As you can see, these 2 keep falling off. This thing definitely stretches out. And then we're gonna pop that off. This thing breaks apart, like so. These 2 pieces come apart, so you got the poles. So now what you're gonna do is slide one in there. The other one goes there. And then once you collapse it, I'm trying to think. I think it's right, it's supposed to be in the middle, just like that. Or maybe it goes like that. Or, again, it's been a long time since I've used this. This piece goes over on this side, and this piece goes over here. I think they go up like that. I don't think it really matters. If you can get it to fit and stay, that's what you do. All right, so that's how that goes on. You can take your actual surfboard or whatever this is. That does slide in there. Wow. This thing fits really, really, yeah, it fits really tight. I was trying not to say it. We're gonna throw the missile up here. I apologize, but you're like, why are you doing this? Just kind of showing you, because I know there's a lot of people that maybe never had this, didn't realize everything that goes into this. But in theory, you can get everything into this. And you can definitely see I am struggling to do that. There's a lot of stuff that needs to go in there. But in theory, that is all supposed to go in there. All right, you can see I got a couple pieces I'm missing. I guess you can hang that on the side, and then you can put the missile here. There is no way that I am about to fold up. No way I'm about to fold this up. It's already, you're already risking it, and then it plugs onto his back. Now, let's just say this makes this guy a little back heavy, all right? So you kind of got to lean him forward. Even with a stand, I think this thing is falling over. But you can get him to stand. I once watched a guy carry our couch out. And I mean a full-size couch from Big Lots like this. All the way from the back of the store, all the way to the front to my Dodge Ram. So that is how this thing goes together. And then again, I think it's going to be easier to pop this thing back together. All right. Throw all of this on like so. That thing is going to pop. Maybe. This is always fun. I know you guys are always like, wow, I can't believe you went through this. But it is another crash course lesson in what we had to do as kids. So, and as we kind of pop this thing on, make sure those are in the right direction. And then you slowly but surely just slide each and every single one of these. And you're going to do your best. I'll say this, in my display, this doesn't get used very often, as you just want to be as careful as possible with it, all right? And then this piece is going to slide down. It is supposed to lock into place. It's supposed to go that way, actually. And once it locks into place, you're going to clip the back piece right there. So in theory, that should stay there. I might have to use a little bit of sticky tack or something. All right. But as long as I don't have that piece on it, everything's going to keep falling down. and hopefully not rip this out. So as I said, I wasn't going to show you, yet here I am doing it all over again. I completely forgot that that piece was broken. I did not realize it when I bought it from, like I said, I believe I got this from Kokomo Toys. They got a lot of stuff in bags. You got to be very careful. Anytime you're getting something out of the bag, just because you don't know what might be there. Gun only goes on one direction. Alright. Clip that thing on there. Put your missile on it. And then you decide where you want to put whatever figure it is. And then again, as this thing keeps falling down, I'm going to try not to mess around with it too much. That's supposed to go in his hand, but his hand is a little too big for it. But anyway, there it is. There's your G.I. Joe Manta, the mail away. Taken apart. Attempted to put everything back in here. Again, can't imagine a kid trying to get that back together as much as I struggled. And then put back together. And that's it. Alright, so there you have it. That is your G.I. Joe Manta. Again, complete for the most part. No instructions or blueprints. The backpack, and you see how it all goes together. Again, this is a ridiculous vehicle, but it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. It was something I liked, and again, I think we used it more as a surfboard than anything, because the fact that any of these survived is actually kind of shocking myself. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Let me know if you had this, if this was something that you always wanted, something you never got, something that you regret, that you yelled at mom and dad for not getting. I'd love to hear these stories. That's what this is all about. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Please take a second, if you like this type of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop something like this. Now I'm going to get out of here, but you know what, you need to see more of these. You're like, I need more, Lawrence. Well, right up here I'm going to drop another video. It might be the Cobra Rattler, I'm not sure, and down here will be a playlist of all the classic reviews that I've done. Take care.